Hey there. Just finished me some hot chocolate, and I like to put like coffee creamers in it because I don't like coffee, but I really like French vanilla. But anyways, it's like 6 in the morning, and I go on Facebook and I see some things that I'm not too happy that I see, and I'm just here to like actually like be serious for a second here and just point out the fact that people should not say things that are extremely hurtful to other people because you have no idea about that person's life or anything like that. And I can't speak for everyone, but whenever I'm on Facebook and I see a girl who, you already know she's quiet in class, there's there's something not going right in your home, and like when you're from the outside looking in, you can just tell, and she gets picked on and, just bullied and made fun of, and it's just like, why are we this generation of people that have to be this way? Or like, even Nicki Minaj, like, if you don't like her music, fine. I didn't like it at first, and now I do. I don't know what's up with that. But and you go on her wall, and it's nothing but negative comments, and it's just like, why? What has Nicki Minaj done to you? Or just the thing is, people say it jokingly to like celebrities and stuff, and they carry that same disrespect to people that they know in everyday like lives, and it's just like you don't do that to someone. Like if someone has a parent who has passed away, and I'm sorry for that. Not that I have anything to do with that, but I'm just, sorry for your loss. And people bring that up in a fight. You don't do that. Don't act like that. And I can say personally, because like my life has always been difficult. I've never got anything handed to me. Well, I did at first. I'll get into it maybe. I'm not even sure yet. But you can't look at someone and judge them and criticize them, and then they have a very, very deep life. And like for example, I was born blue. I had a heart problem, and my aunt always had to revive me like 13 times a day. I could not pump my own blood, which is why I'm kind of short. I used to be a little taller, but I couldn't grow when I was on this heart machine. And my dad was like very abusive towards my mom. So eventually one day he went to go out somewhere. I think it was on Valentine's Day, and she just packed everything and just left, which was very hard for her to do because my older brother was there too. And we just left. We moved up here. Things were, not different for me. Well, I was like not even one yet, so I can't really base it on things that were different. But it was just from what I hear, it was very different, and I can imagine that it was. So she finally remarries. It literally was just one day. She had said we were at some little auction or something. She's like, "This man's gonna move in with us," and I guess she's been seeing him while I was in school or whatever. But you know what I mean? I never this was just brought upon me. And then it turns out that he had a drinking problem eventually, and he was also very abusive, not only to her, but to my older brother and to me as well at times. And it was not, a very easy place to come home to. And then my dad eventually caught up with us, and my older brother had told him that my stepfather was doing these things. And then my dad actually really attacks my stepfather, and he goes to jail for a while. And then that just made the household really bad because like we were the ones to blame because we're the connection towards him. And then my mom was working like seriously, she was working 3 jobs. She was like a phlebotomist, was like a blood doctor in 2 of them. We had money and money and money and money and money. And I got anything I ever wanted. And then she ended up getting multiple sclerosis, which is like a nerve condition, and she couldn't work anymore. They had told her it was the early stages, and at that point she had sat me down and told me that, probably won't get through this, so you might want to pack up some things and, decide who you want to live with, which I don't really know how my grandmother, my mom's mom, so that was one I'll never forget, because she had 9 tumors in her brain, and one day she got a phone call from some lady. I was at home at the time, and, but I had seen the MRIs, and the lady said she was from some company. She came over, she blessed my mom, she touched her on the forehead, she said, "I am healing you," and she left. And my mom, she just felt so much better, like, just spirit, just everything. She felt 10 times better. And then she calls the company to try to get the lady's name, and she sent her roses, because we had got the roses already. And they said they never heard of her, and she thought my mom was crazy. My mom goes for MRI. 8 tumors are gone, and the only one that was left is the one right in the middle of her brain, which is like really crucial. And that's why she's still in a wheelchair today. but 8 tumors have vanished. So that's where my faith comes into, and I just believe that there's facts. There's 9 tumors, now there's 1. Now my mom is like able to live, and when she got multiple sclerosis, like always before that, she was like kind of like my defense against my stepdad. And then, cause I'm young and I'm only 18 now. At the time, I was like what 15 maybe, and she couldn't get in between anymore. So my brother ends up leaving the house, and then it was just me, and I kind of put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off, and then one day I just had enough because my mom, I guess she kind of figured that she's in love with this man, and then she has her annoying son, who was me, and then they had another kid too, and he was full white because my mom's white, and because I'm half, my dad's black and stuff out there, but he got all the attention all the time, and I was just kind of like an extra in my own house. It really sucked. So my mom, she no longer could make the bank she was making before, and then we were living on Social Security. She couldn't even get it right away because like the Republicans were like, you can be a phone banker or something, like be a telemarketer. Not all Republicans, but like at the time we Bush, and that was what was gonna happen. It was like, wow, that's whack. But that didn't even add up. Well, it was just like the system then, and now it's a little different, thankfully. My mom can stay on it because she definitely needs to. But it was just like, wow, like, and a lot of people were like, she can still do something, she can move her hands, she can't move her legs, but she can still get a job. And it happened to be mainly with Republicans, but they've come around, so it is what it is. Anyways, I move out, I go to my grandmother's house, stay in there. My older brother was there. We had our flaws a little, because he kind of adapted the abusive ways a little bit, and it carried on to him, and I couldn't deal with him either, so I ended up leaving after we got into a very, very violent fight. And I ended up leaving. I went to my best friend's house, who lives a street down from my house, and I've been living here ever since. And I kind of felt sorry for myself because this was my senior year. I had to walk 4 miles to get to school, and then 4 miles back home every day. And I felt like Abe Lincoln walking, distances. And I hate. I'm not a morning person, and it's like 6:20 now. That's when I would have to get up and start walking. And I had perfect attendance in school until because there's speech on my thing, and I get no one. But and I took a lot of self-pity, and then I realized I'm not living like this. And oh, by the way, I had to do the walking when I was at my grandmother's house. When I moved to my the new place I'm at now, school's like right there. It's still 2 miles away, but it's like in the same town, so I gotta ride there. So whatever. But anyways, yeah. So I definitely understand how things can get hard for people, and I can sympathize with people that are like having their last straw, because so many times I swore that it was the last day. And now I'm in college. I earned a $16,000 scholarship. I had to write an essay. It had to be 500 words or more, and it turned out to be like 470. But it was a really good essay. So they let it go, and it was my first scholarship, and I just did it to do it because they recommended I did. And then I got a letter saying that I was in the top 8, and all I had to do was pass the interview, and I'm like, great. So I was really nervous. My household was pretty much like, oh, good for you, but don't be disappointed when you don't get it. And some people flat out told me, you're not getting this award, and I was like, thanks. Thanks. And when it comes to my close friends, you really start to really feel that you're pretty much worthless. And I had to go first, which really got me, and I won first place, and I was like, wow. And I'm on the dean's list. I have perfect attendance in school now. I'm doing amazing, and it's just like I thought it was gonna be nothing, and now I'm like everything to myself. So I'm like my own personal hero. And that sounds really awful, but the attempts I had to go through in life made me who I am today. So I can see people that are like, I know they're being like neglected and things, and I'm just like, I understand where you're coming from, and I'm here for you. And that sounds really cheesy, but I'm being like dead honest. So if you need someone to just message, like seriously, direct message me on Twitter. Follow me. I'll follow you back because I feel like and I can see your tweets as well. And I like to see people. I like to see like how their lives are. I have a Facebook fan page, Melvin Spearman, or just add me on Facebook, Melvin Spearman. I'll request you. I mean, I'll accept you. Message me on here. Like a lot of my videos, like I don't like kids per se, but I can understand them, and when they're having a hard time, I'm right there. And things are getting better with me and my mom. We're slowly but surely making a little progress here. My dad called me the other day, and I didn't answer. And then I didn't pay my phone bill, because, I'm just a little unsure about how I feel about that, so. But, eventually, I'll move on. And, you gotta look at the bigger picture, because I'm in college now getting my associate's degree in business administration, and I have, like, marketing classes, so I'm gonna transfer my credits to work on my bachelor's right away. Then I'm getting my master's, and then I'm going again for a master's in TV and show, which is another, series of college years I have to go through. And then a bachelor's in advertisement. I'm a really funny person. I could be a comedian. A lot of friends want me to, but that's not going to be a steady job right away, and I want to be able to take care of my family because, I still have a little brother, and I still have family members, and I need to be there for them. Bottom line. So, and I also need to be there for myself. And I plan on, adopting kids. I want to get a boy who's biracial and also a girl, because they are the least adopted out of the races, according to a statistic that I read. And I just want to raise someone who might have been in my situation, and I want to show them that that their life's not over. And I'm gonna be the amazing parent. Amazing parent. I have no idea. Oh my god. But yeah. And I plan on one day being that person that you hear on TV selling mops, and you click and you just turn them off because they're annoying. That's gonna be me. So, and I hope I get roasted on Comedy Central one day. And that's just cool. So I'm gonna work my way up. I'm gonna get there one day. Vote me. See, next week I'll make a Twitter. I'll start off with a little YouTube video. I'll be funny. I'll be a go-to person. So here I am. Yep. So, yeah. If you need anything, I'm right here. I understand. And I also see people who had things harder than I did, who weren't able to just, like, run away. Because I ran away. And the cops told me I had to go back home, and I didn't. I got children involved, and I was able to work it out. And I had to fight for it all the way, because my mom and my dad, they had a conversation, and they were going to transfer me to Philadelphia. My dad was going to just ruin my life completely, like, purposely. And I had been going to school for months, and they transferred all my credits, all my stuff to Philadelphia forever ago. So I go to get my schedule for the next term, and they're like, have you been still going here? I was like, what? Like, you gotta go. You have a week to finalize this. And I had to get a week to get everything straightened out. It was not easy, but I did it. Building motivation and attitude. That's what it takes. I got that shit when I won my scholarship, and that's the hat from graduation. The hat. And I just keep it up there to remind myself that I thought I was never going to be able to do these things, but I did. And it came down to, if I had to go to Philadelphia, I was going to drop out of school, wait until I was 18, and then retake my senior year again. And I was going to do that. I was not going to go down with my dad. I was going to fight all the way. But I don't recommend that for you, because I want everyone to be successful. I don't kick people when they're down. When I'm screaming at someone, it's never a person who is just a victim. It's always someone who is picking on somebody else. Because when I see someone pick on somebody else, I jump in no matter what. And that's kind of where, I end up being a weak person, because I defend everyone who cannot defend themselves. I fight for them, because I feel like somebody has to. And it comes to a certain point where you can't fight for yourself because you're so busy on everybody else. And I got picked on a lot, seriously, because you can tell like how whack I am. Like sometimes I would go to school and talk like this, just people would back off for a second. But and they had no idea what was going on at home, and I'm just dealing with so much stress, and I'm still doing good in school, and I'm still important. So, you never want to end it. I thought so many times I'm just gonna just end it all, and then I realized, who wins then? Who wins? And it's not you who wins, by the way. So don't do it. Always hang in there. Just when you're 17, picture when you're 18, you're an adult, you have responsibility. You'll make it work again. And that's why this is why I feel like Obama had to stay in office, because if I could not have found another place to go, I would have been an orphan, and then I would have had no place to go. I would have needed housing. I probably would have needed welfare too. Like right now, I'm still entitled to Social Security because my mom, she is still disabled, and I don't have my father around, so I can still get it. And although everyone tells me to just get it, I don't want to spend somebody else's money because I don't need it. Because at least I have a place to stay where I'm rent free. So I feel like if I get that, I'm just gonna spend it on like Dunkin' or something. Even though I know I'm not, I'm gonna save it up for a car. But it's just like I can't get myself. I can't get myself above the papers. And I know every month I don't, because if anyone deserved it, it's people like myself who had a fight, and they're in college full time and they're doing everything they can to make ends meet. But I have a hard time doing it just because I don't want to take a free ride anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you need anything, I'm here. Seriously, hang in there. It'll get better. People in school are gonna be ignorant. They're gonna be rude, and don't deal with it. Do not deal with it. You know, it might suck when you're sitting alone at lunch, but at least you're not sitting with a bunch of people who are being fake with you, and you're real to yourself 100%. So if you have to be an army of one, be an army of one. I used to be the person who all my friends, I would do their homework. I would carry the book bag when I walked home. I was always kissing everybody's butt. And then it took me a long time to get that phase because I guess if I wasn't getting attention at home, I was extra, extra nice to everybody. And I was just like begging to have friends. And when I had them, I would just do everything for them. That way they would always see me as a person who was helpful. Because I never felt like I was helpful growing up. So I guess that's kind of where that came from. And then now I'm just like, because I'm such a great friend to everybody. I'm not trying to be like, conceited, but I truly take pride in my friends. I really do. And I always try to compliment them and keep them on the right track and keep their heads up. And then when I'm sad, I'm kind of just left alone, Or at least I was. And now I can vent to people, so it's good. Kind of like I'm doing now. Well, this is not really a vent. This is kind of like, helping you guys out, hopefully. But, yeah. And now, let's say all my friends turned against me today. I would be okay with just being an army of one, because I know that I'm going to make it somewhere one day. I'm a great person. So I'm not going to let that bring me down. And once you guys get that mindset, your whole life, the people you look for as friends change completely. So, watch my other videos. Obviously I have a little bit of body mouth, but I can censor it out for people. And I'm just here, and I'm ready to talk to you guys. Just inbox me, go on Twitter, message me on there, write at me. I always respond. I don't care if this video got like 100 million views. I'll be the same person then than I am now. Who's just a nice, genuine person. So message me if you need anything, being serious, because I know so many nights I had no one to talk to, and not even like really friends, because no one really understood what I was going through. And I really admit that you gotta be open, because when you keep everything bottled up, I think if your stress, like your stress gauge as like 100, and then once you're at 99, either let it go or you break the gauge and you go insane. And I had a lot of blowouts that I'm not so proud of, but you gotta get out there. You gotta voice your opinions. Be yourself. Don't take no for an answer. Don't let no one tell you they're not gonna make it, because I believe that you can. Alright, well, hopefully this video helps some of you guys. Again, feel free to talk to me. I'm gonna go now. Peace. Have a good day. Or night. Whatever your case is. So yeah.